Fireweed Zinc is a company that was IPO'd in 2017, built around the Macmillan Pass project in Eastern Yukon Territory. This is a bit longer than my normal presentation, so I'm going to kind of cover a bunch of things. I imagine a lot of people in the audience have seen me talk before or somewhat familiar with the talk. So to give you a heads up, the latter half of the talk, I'm really going to focus on the western part of the property where we made what I would consider perhaps a rediscovery of a previously ignored zone. But the first half of the talk, I want to focus on the broader property, what we've done so far, and where we're at. So obligatory cautionary statements, the most important of which is at the bottom, it claims I'm a qualified person. Questionable. So as I said, 2017 IPO, this was an IPO, this was not an RTO or anything. We built this from the ground up. Everyone who owns a share in Fireweed bought a share in Fireweed or otherwise got a share as a result of a property transaction. So we started by doing a deal with Hudbay, which ended up giving them what is now about 9.6% of the company. We ended up doing deals with Newmont, Teck, and a few other juniors along the way. We took a property which was originally 54 square kilometers, which comprised the Tom and Jason deposits, and grew it to 540 square kilometers. So Teck vended us the western part of the property, the NID claims, which earned them about 4% of the company, but they participated in were in fact the lead order of our early 2019 financing, which brought them up to 9.9%. So those of you, of course, know Teck, and as an endorsement for a zinc project in northern latitudes, I don't think it gets much stronger than Teck Resources. And of course, we also have Resource Capital funds in for about 13%, one of the largest mining private equity funds in the world, and a group that does very serious due diligence. So as I said, the project is located in Eastern Yukon Territory along the Canal Road, which runs from Ross River to the border. The core of the project, Tom and Jason, when we bought that off Hudbay, we knew that we wanted to update what was a historical resource. So we did a bit of confirmation drilling, some step-out drilling, some infill drilling, and we took what was a 30 million ton historical resource and grew it to 11.2 million tons indicated, 39.5 million tons inferred at around 10% equivalent. So this is just on the Tom and Jason deposits. And what we see just between Tom and Jason, which are two of the minimum 4 known mineralized zones on the project, we see a metal endowment of zinc plus lead of about 4.5 million tons. So in context, if you look at this chart, resource size is on the bottom and zinc plus lead grade on the vertical axis, you see that Macmillan Pass ranks as about one of the top 35 zinc projects in the world in terms of metal endowment. And we think between the potential to grow Tom and Jason, as well as the new zones we're discovering, we think there's a pretty clear eye to exceed that 6 million ton mark, which would, by Teck's description, a 6 million ton zinc plus lead project is a giant. So in 2018 as well, we wanted to wrap some economics around the project. So again, this is just Tom and Jason. This does not include any of the zones that we have drilled since. One of the things we understood was that a project that is 800 kilometers from port, there was going to be some cynicism about getting concentrate out and what that meant for economics. And one of the things we understood is that you have to be a realist. If there is no margin on existing tons, adding new tons doesn't likely change that. So the purpose of the PEA was not to say this is a definitive mine plan, this is what it's going to look like, we're going to put our big boy pants on and build this thing, but it was to say, it's like, look, as a base case for the resource that's established, this looks like it has very positive and encouraging economics. So what we wanted to hit and what we did hit was a multi-cycle mine life, which is important in any metals, but particularly a cyclical metal